Hello my fourth graders, welcome back. This is lesson 12.3, find unknown measures. Now our target is to find unknown measures of rectangles, and criteria: I can find an unknown measure of a rectangle given the area, and I can find an unknown measure of a rectangle given the perimeter. Alright, now for each row of the table, use color tiles. I'm sorry, we don't have it, but we can use numbers, okay? To create the rectangle described. Then complete the table. We know area, how to find, length times width. And perimeter, length plus width times 2. Or length times 2 plus width times 2, okay? Please keep that in your mind in the formula, okay? That will help you a lot. We know the area, which means what? Length times width has to be what? 20, which is what? 5 times 4. And area still, so that means what? You need to multiply. What multiplied 4 is equal to 26? It's going to be 6. And perimeter, you need to multiply 2 plus multiply 2. So 3 times 2 is what? 6. Plus a known number times 2 has to be what? 14, because 14 plus 6 is what? 20. Makes sense? And 14 times 2, some number times 2 is what? 14. That's what? 7. Okay? So please, you can find out this way. Okay? So you need to apply, and then sometimes you need to multiply, sometimes you need to find out what is multiplied by 2 is making the number. Okay? So perimeter again, 8 times 2 is what? 16 plus something. When they multiply these two, it has to be what? 24 minus 16 is what? 8. Makes sense? Because 16 plus 8 is what? 24. So what number has to be here? Yes, 4. Because 4 times 2 is what? 8, we know. Now for each rectangle, how did you determine the missing measures? We use the formula, okay? Now compare your strategy to your partners. How are they the same? We are the same. But if you have any different strategies, please feel free to share with us, okay? Alright, example, the area of the rectangle is 36 square feet, okay? 3 times something has to be what? 36. That's what they are saying, because they are talking about the what area. Okay, find the length. All right, you might know already, but let's go ahead. Area is what? Length times width. Okay, and we know already the width, which is what? 3. So that's what? 36. So 36 is equal to what? One number times 3 is 36. 12. Okay. So the length is what? 12 feet. Okay? We are not finding out the perimeter or area, but we are using the area and perimeters, okay? To find out unknown length or width. Remember. Now example, the perimeter of the rectangle is 30 centimeters. Okay? When you multiply these two, and when they add, it has to be what? 30 centimeters. Okay? Remember. And this is what? Oh, they're already doing it here, so let's use this, okay? So 30 is the perimeter, is what? 2 times 8, the length, right? Plus 2 times width is gonna be 30. So now let's go ahead. 2 times 8 is 16, we know. And 2 times unknown number has to be something, which is what? 14. How? Because 16 plus 14 has to be 30. Make sense? Now, 14 in here. So 2 times the width equals what? 14, which means what? 7. Okay, 2 times 7 is 14. So the width is what? 7. Okay, width is not 14, but 7. Remember? All right, now let's do number 1 and 2. And today's lesson, I'm sorry, but I cannot help you guys at all, because I want you to figure it out. It takes time, okay? For you, it takes time, but then it's worth it to think and to struggle with these numbers and figure it out. This is what, okay, this is the part of algebra, guys. Okay, so I want you to practice. So I'm going to do this number 1 and 2 together, but rest of that questions I am going to ask to you to do everything. Okay, today especially I'm not even going to I'm gonna give you answer okay at the end, but I am asking you to do it yourself, okay, and challenge yourself, and if you didn't get it, put star mark on it, no problem. Okay, nobody is gonna say anything, okay, about the star marks. Don't worry, but ask your teacher, okay, to help or do together. Number 1, find the unknown measure of the rectangle. Area is what? 75. So when you multiply 5 times L, which is length, it has to be 75. So what is the L? That's the problem. So 75 is equal to what? 5 times L, unknown number, right? And we know 5 times 10, let's see, 5 times, let's see, 10, this is another way, okay? 10 is what? 50. And let's add more. So far we got 50 area, right? 50 square meter. What about rest of them? Yes, 25, which means what? 5 times 5 is 25 square meters. When they add them together, it's gonna be what? 5 times 15 is gonna make what? 75 square meters. That means what? The length is 15, okay, meters is the length, okay, that we don't know. Okay, now perimeter times 2 plus W times 2 is equal to what? 42, has to be 42. And we know 12 times 2 is what? 24. I'm gonna write it down in here. 42 is what? 24 plus something, which is what? 2 times width, right? Okay, so this 2 times width has to be what? Yes, 18. Because 24 plus 18 is what? 42. Alright, so now 2 times what's gonna make 18? Yes, we know 9 inches. Okay, that's the width that we didn't know. As I said, that's it for today, okay? And I'm going to ask you to do this by yourself. I'm not going to explain everything because already you know why this unknown length or width should be like that. Just you need is what? You just need to practice and practice and practice and practice. Okay, so I want you to take your time and practice. Challenge yourself. This is really, really, really important. Okay, I want you to do everything by yourself now. Okay, this lesson. Okay, I mean, I gave you already how to do it, okay? So do it, okay? Pause the video, all right? And do it now. Go ahead. And come back when you're done, all right? And check your answers with mine. And don't worry to put what star mark I said. Go ahead. Welcome back. Now I'm gonna release the answer. And the length is what? 25 millimeters, okay? And here, number 4, the width was 6 centimeters, okay? Number 5, the width was what? 3 meters. And the width in here was 20 yards. Okay? And number 7, this one is 14 inches. Okay? Remember perimeter. Okay? Yes. It's not hard, guys, when you think about perimeter and area. Okay? And this length has to be 12 feet. Okay? Number 9, what are the dimensions of Newton's rectangle? Okay, my rectangle has an area of 24 square meters. Okay, area. The length is 2 meters longer than the width. Alright. This type of question I'm gonna do with you. Okay? Because maybe some of you guys are not understanding what it is, okay? So, he said what? Rectangle. Area is what? 24. Unknown width times length will make 24. That's what they say. Then, the length is what? 2 meters longer, okay? Length is what? 2 meters longer than the width. You got it? Do you understand? Alright. Now what is the width and the length? That's what they are saying. Let's find out what numbers when they multiply by 2. Okay, so I mean 24. So we know 24 is what? This is kind of like factoring, guys. Okay, so 1 times 24 makes 24. But the difference is what? Not 2, because it has to be what? 2 meters longer. Okay, let's go ahead for 2 times 12, we know. And then what about 3? 3 times 1 makes 24. 7, right? Oh no, 8, sorry. 8, and then what else? 4 times 6. And then what else? Oh, hold on. 4, 6. Difference is what? 2. Well, okay, we found it, I think, right? Because when you go further, it's not gonna be 5 and 6 again and repeat again. So the width is what? 4, and length should be what? 6, because length has to be 2 meters longer than the width. So we found the width is what? 4. The length is what? 6. Yay, we got it. Good job. Alright, so just find out like this, okay? Number 10. The area of a square is 81 square centimeters. Area, okay? 81. What? Oh, it says square. Oh, you got it already, right? So what is the perimeter of the square? Let's go ahead. Square has what? 4 sides are all equal. And we know area. This number times same. Okay, this number times same number. I mean, let's say square. Okay, square. This side multiplied by together is 81, which is what? 9 times 9 is 81. We know. So we got what? The length and width, which is 9. But in square, all like 4 sides are all equal, right? So 4 times 9 is what? 36 centimeters. That's the perimeter, because we know what? 9 plus 9 plus 9 plus 9 is equal to what? 4 nines? 4 times 9, okay? Last page, guys. Example. The rectangular park has an area of 200 square yards. Okay. Now you kick a soccer ball straight across the width of the park. How far did you kick the soccer ball? Now use the formula to find the width. 25 times width has to be what? 200. Alright. I want you to think 25. When you see this 25, what it comes to your mind? Tell me. Yes. What is it? Quarter. Right? Quarter. So 1 quarter is equal to what? 25. And they're asking you how many quarters you have to make $2, which is 200 cents. Isn't it? They just changed the names, right? Okay. How many quarters you need to make $2? Yes, 8 quarters. Okay. Keep that in your mind, and let's go ahead. Use a formula to find the width. Area is what? Length times width. We know area is what? 200 square yards, okay? And then width we don't know, but length we know, which is 25. 25 times one number is going to be 200. That's the question, which is what? We already know, 8. Because 8 quarters make what? Yeah, $2? That's it. So you kick the soccer ball, what? 8 yards. All right. Number 11, the rectangular parking spot has an area of 220 square feet. Okay, 10 times is what? 220 square feet. All right, what is the length of the longest car that can fit in the parking spot? All right, so what is it? You guys go ahead. It's too easy, right? Because 10 times what is going to make 220? Yeah. 22, because 1 times 22 is what? 22, and then how many zeros? Yep, that's it. So the unknown length was what? 22 feet. Okay, that's it. Now let's move on. You want to put a frame around the rectangular painting. The painting has a perimeter of 50 inches. Okay, now they gave us what perimeter? Of 50 inches. When you add this all the distance, together it has to be what? 50, okay, inches. Or times 2 plus times 2 is going to be 50. Make sense? That's the same thing. Okay, how wide should the frame be? This is too easy, so I'm not gonna solve it. Okay, but I'm gonna tell you 50 is equal to what? 14 times 2, which is what? Okay, 20. I'm telling you all the answers. Plus 2 times W. So 20 plus what's gonna make 50? Yeah, 22. And that is equal to what? 2 times W. So W is what? 11. Oh, I suppose not say. I'm not gonna write the answer here. Bye. Okay, I'm kidding. Okay, width is what? Hold on. No, I want to erase. Okay, width is 11 inches here. Okay. Number 13, a rectangular zoo enclosure for a red panda has a perimeter of 116 meters. The length is 50 meters. What is the area of the enclosure? I want you to figure it out by yourself, okay? And I'm going to tell you the only answer. Figure it out. 400 square meters. Number 14, a rectangular patio at a restaurant has an area of 98 square feet. The dimensions of the patio are whole numbers. The length of the patio is 2 times the width. What is the dimensions of the patio? Okay, dimension. You gotta find out what? Length and width. I want you to figure it out. But, can you? I'm sure many of you guys have questions. Okay? Okay, so please figure it out. This is a question, and if you don't get it, please put star mark on it like me, and then come to me. I mean, when I'm going over, ask me, okay? But the answer I'm going to tell you is what? 14 feet, and then width should be 7 feet. How? Please figure it out, and if you can't, ask us, okay? Alright guys, this is it for today, and your homework is 579 and 80. Wow, already. And good job. Let's go overhead, okay? Let's go ahead, and I'm sure you have many questions today, okay? I don't mind. Alright, bye.